Hello, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be going over 3 ACT math questions. For all these problems, I recommend pausing the video and trying all the problems yourself first before you see me solve them. Without wasting any time, let's get into it. Question 18 says the value of x is 3 times the value of y. The value of z is 19 less than the value of x, and the sum of the values of x, y, and z is 37. What is the value of y? So for this problem, what I would do is I would just exactly write down what the problem says, right? Read and write. So it says x is 3 times the value of y. So that means x, or whenever you see is, you can just replace that with equals 3y. So now we have an equation, right? Then it says the value of z is 19 less than the value of x. So z equals x minus 19, right? And it says the sum of the values of x, y, and z is 37. So the sum of the values of x, y, and z is 37. So now we have 3 equations, right? And now it's asking us what is the value of y. So what we should do is, since we're solving for y, let's get all the variables in terms of y. X is already in terms of y, right? So to get z in terms of y, notice that z equals x minus 19 and x equals 3y, right? So z equals 3y minus 19, right? Because x equals 3y. Now what you can do is you can substitute x with 3y, and you can substitute z with 3y minus 19 equals 37. And now, since we got them in terms of y, we can just solve for y, right? So 3y plus 3y is 7y. 7y minus 19 is 37. Add 19 to both sides. 7y equals 56, right? Divide by 7, y equals 8. And yeah, that's the answer to question 18. On to question 31, which says, for triangle DEF shown, which of the following equations, when solved for x, gives the length of DE in inches? So what I would do is I would solve for the angle first, right? So for this angle right here. To do that, remember that all angles in a triangle add up to 180. So we can do 180 minus 73 minus 45, and we'll figure out the missing angle. So that is going to be 62. So this missing angle is 62. And now it's asking us for the length of DE. Notice it already tells us that we're going to be using the law of sines. So the law of sines is basically, let's say, you know, an angle and its opposite side length, right? Let's just call it sine of A, the angle, over the opposite side length, which is lowercase a. Lowercase a. That's actually going to equal another angle, let's say like sine of B, angle B, over the side opposite of angle B, which is B. And this is a very handy formula, and I'm just going to show you guys how to use it in this problem. That is a law of sines. So let's solve for DE. Sine of 73 over its opposite side, the side opposite from the angle. So the side opposite from 73 is DE equals sine of 62 over the side opposite from 62, which is FE, which is 13. Notice we didn't use the side opposite from angle 45 because we don't know what that is. And we don't want two missing unknowns, right, in an equation. And let's just look for this answer choice. And this matches H. So that's how you do question 31. On to the last question, question 41, which says, a company designed a questionnaire to be completed by its employees. The questionnaire has 5 questions with the answer choices of yes or no. Given that every question must be answered and an employee can only choose one answer to each question, in how many ways can an employee answer all 5 questions on the questionnaire? So for this question, I'm going to put down 5 dashes. Each of these dashes represent one question. 3, 4, 5. Right? So for the first question, we have 2 choices, right? Yes or no. So let's put a 2 here. For the second question, we also have 2 choices, right? Yes or no. We have 2 choices for all the questions, right? And it's asking us how many ways can an employee answer all 5 questions on the questionnaire. Well, for the first question, there's 2 ways. For the second question, there's 2 possible ways. For the third question, there's 2 possible ways. And for the fourth and fifth question, there's also 2 possible ways. So to figure out how many ways can an employee answer all 5 questions, all you would do is you would just multiply 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is this 2 to the 5th, right? And 2 to the 5th equals 32. So the answer to question 41 is C. I hope my explanations made sense, and thank you for watching.